Hey guys, it's Christy. Welcome back to my channel. Some stuff happened last night. Thought it was going to be something good. It ended up not. Not a lot new came out at yesterday's presser, so I didn't come back on and do a video about it. Plus I am really, really exhausted. Haven't been getting a lot of sleep. So yeah, here we are. I am still team no sleep and apparently team bad hair day today as well. So let's get into what we know and what we don't know. Today marks a week since the party at the campground where Kiely Rodni went missing, and we still don't have any answers. I was really hoping by this time we would know something, maybe even just about the car, but we don't really know much more than we knew at the beginning. So let's get into it. Yesterday at the presser, they started with Placer County Sheriff's Office. They come up and they are the ones that talk about the investigation side of this case. Basically, they said they are sending detectives out to follow up on tips. They've received over 500 tips. They're following up on over 380 leads, including email leads, and they've gotten over 300 through their email tip line. They said if you have video of that night, detectives want more of it. They've got some video provided that had to do with a fight at the party. And they said if you are hesitating coming forward to law enforcement, to please tell someone you trust, a coach, a mentor, a teacher, somebody that you trust with the information that can come forward with you or for you to law enforcement. So I guess we had heard described by Sammy, of course, but I think others have come out as well. The fight, I guess this was a common thing that they did at these parties. It was, Sammy said friendly fights, but it wasn't like an argument fight. They literally have boxing gloves and they fight and somebody wins a title or something to that effect. I'm not really sure, but that's the fight that they're talking about. And I guess a lot of the video footage that they have received is showing that I guess people were videotaping the fight. So next, Nevada County Sheriff's Office came up, and they're the ones that update us on the search and rescue efforts. He said they had roughly the same amount of searchers as the day before. 4,500 man hours had been put into the search to date. They're still lacking clues. The searches are working off of probabilities of scenarios and different types of incidents that could have happened or things that have happened in the past. They're just kind of building their search parameters around things like that. They said they need info, clues, even if it's something seemingly small, because they have the point that she was last seen, and they're just trying to expand their search area out from there. But if they could get something a little more concrete and specific, it would really help them in focusing their search efforts a little bit better. Then the public information officer came up and she showed the picture that's on the screen right now The day before was when they put out the picture of the hoodie that they felt was significant and they wanted us to focus on. Yesterday's presser, they came out with this picture, and she wanted us to specifically focus on the 3 necklaces that she's wearing in the photo. This is not a photo from the day of the party. I believe it was about a month ago that this was taken. I know a lot of people seem to be confused because they're, she's got on a black tank top in this photo, but it's not the black bodysuit that she was seen in the surveillance footage. It's not connected. This picture is not from the day that she went missing. They just wanted us to focus on the necklaces. She said she was wearing 3 distinctive gold necklaces and to immediately call police if you come across them. So they were talking about this distinctive jewelry. Maybe it could have fallen off of her, been ripped off of her. I mean, I don't know. Maybe one of these kids is going to show up wearing this necklace. I don't know. But they really want to concentrate on the necklaces now. So if you're out there, keep an eye out for those. Then after that was the question and answer period. And there were a lot of good questions. There's a lot of questions I wish were being asked that aren't, but basically we found out that they haven't found a connection between the fighting in the video and Kiely's disappearance, but they want all the video they can get. They have been using Everbridge and Code Red alert systems to get messages out via text, phone calls, and email. And I found a second here. These are the alerts that are going out. You can see this one is the text. It says the Nevada County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help to locate missing 16-year-old Kiely Rodni, a Caucasian female, 5'7", 118 pounds, blonde hair, hazel eyes. She was last seen, sorry about the dogs, guys. She was last seen near Prosser Campground in Truckee, California at 12:30 a.m. on Saturday, August 6th. We are also looking for her vehicle, a silver 2013 Honda CR-V, California license plate 8YUR127, with factory utility bars on the roof. Those with other information are encouraged to call the anonymous tip line at 530-581-6320, option 7, or email sheriff_Tahoe invest tips at placer.ca.gov. And then this is the other one that went out. I believe this is the Code Red or the Everbridge. I'm not sure which one this is. And it basically has all the same information. So those are actually going out. People have been posting pictures of those online. That up there since they want us to focus on it. They said that they have the point last seen and the point last known confirmed by digital evidence and individuals. To focus the search is complicated with as much time that has passed. Basically, they were saying that in the number of days that have passed since they have not been able to locate her vehicle, she could have traveled quite a distance. They even did say, that she could have crossed into another country, that she could have crossed borders. And they had never really mentioned that before, but I think we all kind of knew based on the FBI flyer that was put out, but they did kind of just mention that in passing, that they're concerned with the amount of time that has gone by. Are we even looking in the right place, basically? They said they're getting tips from all over the country. They don't have a specific area to target the search, which is unusual with a large object such as a car. I find that very unusual too. I really feel like it would be hard to hide the car. I know Honda CRV is a popular car, but it's mind-blowing that nobody has seen this car. The tips and videos submitted so far that have been reviewed by detectives, there are no sightings of Kiely, but they have hours and hours of video footage still left to go through. So hopefully she will show up in some of the video footage or some of the photos, but so far they said nothing has panned out as far as spotting her in what they've already gone through. Homeland Security was removed from the list of assisting agencies, and basically that was not a huge deal. It was just that Homeland Security was helping them with technical resources, not necessarily manpower, like actual people there. So it wasn't a really big deal, but somebody brought it up. The mapping system for civilians, it's called the CalTopo App, and they're using that to help narrow the area of the search. I will put a link to the app in the description of the video. Like I said, it's CalTopo, CalTopo app. And they ended by saying the latest updates will be on Placer County Sheriff's Office social media accounts. So that's really it as far as the presser goes. Now, last night, it literally in my notes, it says false hope and disappointment last night. And it was, and I'm not gonna lie, I got so excited. I was really tired. I wanted to go to bed early, and then this started breaking, and it was just like a shot of caffeine for me. I was wired. I was watching everything, hoping, praying, holding my breath. So on Twitter, there was this post, and it said, heard on police scanner that a girl matching hashtag Kiely Rodni has been found. Girl matching her description found alive in a car with matching VIN to her vehicle, stolen plates in South Reno, Nevada, apparently with a male trying to get access to a gated neighborhood. And then there was someone on Twitter that said that they lived in that neighborhood, and it was true, and the gate people were not talking. It had come out on across the police scanner in the area, and then they switched channels, and everybody thought this has to be it. And unfortunately, it was not, because shortly after, shout out to Legacy on Twitter, she tagged Placer Sheriff in her tweet saying, can you confirm or deny if any of this is true, any new developments? And Placer came back almost immediately saying, untrue, sorry. So it was really disappointing. I have the audio. I'll play it for you now, and you'll see why everybody was so excited. It sounded so promising. Here we go.
I copy, and 279, I wanted you to respond as well. 2650 Arrow Creek Parkway. It's a park in front of the gated house for security for a 1037 subject acting erratically, possibly related to a missing subject out of Placer County. Missing subject first at Kiely, and the vehicle is a match.
So, as you hear, they mention missing person. They say the car's a match. They say her name. They didn't pronounce it correctly, but we all know, right? So that was really, it was heartbreaking. I mean, I thought, wow, we're gonna get a happy ending in this case. They're gonna get her back, or, you know, at the very least that this was the car. Kiely's family, after this all came out, they issued a warning saying that, issued a warning after the reports were circulating on Twitter. The scanner out of Reno reported a vehicle trying to enter a gated community and that someone was acting erratic. They stated that the vehicle was possibly related to a missing subject out of Placer County, and Kiely's name was mentioned, and they said the vehicle is a match. Everyone was hopeful and holding their breath. Pretty quickly, Placer County Sheriff's Office came out on social media to confirm that it was false. And as upset as I was to find out it was false, I know that that had to be very hard for her family. So I understand why they came out with the warning. The story seemed to be that the vehicle matched Kiely's, but it had stolen plates, and the word got out that the plates came back as belonging to a four-door Nissan owned by a man. His name's Pedro. I'm not going to give his last name. They were for a Nissan Xterra. There were reports that there was a vehicle near the Prosser campground party. There were reports that a vehicle, maybe a truck, I'm not really sure, but anyway, a vehicle had their plates stolen around that same time. So, you know, everybody kind of putting things together, were so hopeful that, hey, this could be her car. Maybe those are the stolen plates from the vehicle that got their plates stolen near the party. I mean, everything just seemed to be coming together in a good way. It really had everyone's hopes high, really high, that, you know, we got what we were praying for finally, a break and possibly, you know, a recovery of Kiely. But then Kiely's mom, she was like, I knew it was going to be BS. I'm staying off social media. And I've told those poor kids to stay off social media because they're getting streams of messages and people fighting underneath their posts and accusing all of these terrible things. None of it is helpful. And I get that. And she's trying to protect the other kids. But, you know, when you've got Sammy and Jagger out here throwing out their information to the world to contact them, it's gonna happen. I mean, no, you should not go real life on people, and arguing under a post that somebody's made about somebody missing is completely inappropriate. It's not the place for it. And a lot of the people commenting are probably adults, and we should know better as adults. I mean, yes, have I been hard on Sammy? Yes. Have I been hard on Jagger? Yes, because I find their behavior very bizarre. But I'm not going to go on social media and harass them. Yes, I looked at their social media. I did, because I was curious. I wanted to know, what are the connections with all of these people, and what are they putting out there? What are they posting? What kind, you know, I'm curious, but I did not go on there and harass them. I would not do that. So I get what she's saying about, you know, leaving the kids alone. I know Sammy apparently has wiped some stuff off of her Instagram and locked it down and made it private. Jagger, he is not, so he's still out there doing his thing. Her family said the rumors were disappointing. They said they were excited but measured because they have heard information before that turned out to be false. So they're, like I said, they're excited but measured because they know that, I mean, it would be hard, right? You're going to get your hopes up that maybe this is it, but at the same time, you know, there's a very strong possibility that this is not it. So I completely get where they were coming from with that. Police confirmed to the US Sun that they're investigating a tip that men in their late 20s were giving out free drugs, including mushrooms and cocaine, to teens at the party. And I don't know if you're not, you should be following Iked Mel on YouTube. He's amazing, and he's covering this, and he has a tipster, a source named Ronnie Jones. And Ronnie Jones called in, and Ronnie had two cousins who were at the party, and his account from his cousins, you know, it's almost like our worst nightmare. You know, what we've been imagining happening was happening out there. I reached out to him to see if I could use some of his footage of the call, and I have not heard back, but hoping that he would be okay if I play a little bit of it. So, like I said, this is him, and he's awesome. And if you like police chases, this is your guy. So go over there and show him some love.
Ronnie?
What's up, Mel? How you doing?
Hey, good. Thank you for reaching out.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Give me 1 second. I'm
Sure.
going downstairs so I can talk privately.
Okay. All right. Let me fix this here.
Okay, cool. Got it. All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I had two cousins. They go to Sierra College, and that's in Roseville, basically like Rockland, Roseville area. And they were going up to that party. They heard about it, and they had some other friends going with them, but they're around like 27, 28 years old. They're older, and so there's a lot of older dudes there. And so I asked them if they knew her, and they said they saw her there. And she was just like, you know, laughing, going from group to group talking. They, you know, they didn't make nothing of it, but she was talking to, I guess, a bunch of people. Like, she was just walking around talking to everybody. And they said at the party, a lot of people were doing shrooms, cocaine, drinking, and all that. And I was like, yeah, but that's kind of normal, though, because,
Right.
you know, a lot of, honestly, in Cali, in the area I'm at, everyone does cocaine. Like, all the younger kids at school, under 18, where like they all just buy cocaine from some old dude who lives in some apartment complex, and they buy coke and they do it with their friends, and you know but that's kind of normal around here. So I wasn't really surprised about that. And so I asked them, I said, did you guys see anything weird going on? I was like, was anyone like looking at her friend? Like, nah, everyone was just chill, but everyone was kind of messed up, and so was she. And then I asked, I was like, well, how drunk was she? And they're like, well, she was like stumbling around, like, you know, she wasn't walking around like, oh yeah, I'm tipsy, I'm cool. She was pretty drunk. Like,
yeah. So stumbling around.
If she would have been driving around, she would have been swerving easily, like easily swerving. So there was no way she could have drove. And that's basically all I knew from that. And then they told me that there was some other stuff, but they can't really talk about it. But that's basically all that they knew, is that like she was really drunk, and there was tons of drugs there. Like, not just drinking. People weren't just drinking; they were doing blow openly. Like, everyone was doing blow together. Like, going over to a group of people, you sit down, break a line, and it was like that. And it wasn't just a teen party. There was a lot of adults there. It wasn't
because they were saying it was like a high school thing, you know, so, but
there was a lot of high school kids there, but there was a lot of mid-20s, like dudes who were still in college because they went to college later, you know, like, you know, probably been out of school for a minute, went back to, and then they heard about this party. But yeah, it wasn't just teens. There was dudes way older there.
wow.
That's why it was kind of crazy that they were just saying it's a teen party. Okay, well, you had a bunch of dudes there that were way older than 16 years old. There's 26, 28, 29-year-olds there.
Did they see her leave, or no? They just saw her.
No, my buddies. They kick it. We all kick it with the same group because I hang out with my cousins all the time. They're good dudes. But they went there to do like, I can't really say their names, but they went there to have a good time and do what was there, and that's what they do. But they didn't kick her with her like that, but they saw her, and they left I think around like 10:30, 11. So she stayed later than them. But they didn't say, like, they did tell me that they didn't see her wearing a sweatshirt at that time. They didn't
Did
see
they
her wearing
see
no
which?
sweatshirt.
Did they see her in a tank top, like the black
Yeah,
spaghetti?
she was wearing the bodysuit. Yeah, she was
Mm.
wearing the same outfit, but they didn't see her wearing no sweatshirt.
Mm.
So that's
Okay.
it all in there though.
And do you know if they like? Did they see anybody like creepy out there? Do people hook up out there, like right there in the woods too? Like do they?
Oh, look, like I can't say that people. It's hard to explain. Like there's okay. So when kids go out there, because I've been out there. I've partied in Tahoe. I don't party as much anymore because I got 3 kids now. But I know when they go out there, a lot of kids go out there. They don't go out there with the drugs. They don't go out there with the shrooms. Like they usually bring the alcohol. They get alcohol. The dudes who come out there, the older guys, they have the shrooms and the cocaine. And then the kids go hang out with that group, the older dudes, because they're giving them the blow and hooking them up with stuff that they can't afford because they don't really got the money for it. Because cocaine's pretty expensive.
Right.
And so you would go hang out with those group do blow, then there'd be another group who has cocaine. And most of the guys, they always want to give it to the girls.
And it's being
always
offered
want to
for
give the
free
girls
because they want the
cocaine.
company and stuff.
Yeah, it's for free. They give you
yeah.
free lines, but then
Yeah.
they want you to kick it with them. You know,
Right,
like,
right.
oh, hey, come do a line with me. Come do a line with me. You know, that's how it goes. Those are how those parties are.
Right.
So there's no telling what could happen, but I do know for a fact she was messed up. That is a fact. So
Yeah.
if they try to word it nicely, like, oh yeah, she was a little, no, she was shit faced.
Yeah. And I wonder, you know, was it just alcohol? Was it possibly substances, you know, tripping or like whatever?
Oh, it's
coke?
definitely a mixture. I can't say for sure she participated, but that's what was there for a fact. That's what it was for. That's why everyone went. And you're probably having different groups of people bringing their type of cocaine. So then they're all sharing amongst each other, you know?
Right.
Yeah, but that's how that party was.
Yeah, man. All right, well, thanks. Let me see the chat real quick if they had any other questions. So your cousins, they left around 10:30 or something like that.
Yeah, they left. She was still there, but they didn't. I asked them if they saw.
So yeah, that's a little bit of the description. I'm not going to play all of it because, like I said, I haven't heard back from him that it's okay. So hopefully that was all right. Thank you. And you probably saw my little co-host Pablo for a minute there. Let's see some more notes about what they said. So apparently, you know, there were a lot of adults there, mid-20s, way older than 16. And, you know, these older guys are bringing drugs and handing them out, hoping that, you know, they can get these girls to hang out with them. And, let's see, Ronnie added that a lot of the coke in the area is laced, and mixed it with shrooms could be a dangerous combination. And that's true. Then last night, I was watching his show again, and there was a caller, her son's, I want to say it's like her son's girlfriend's brother, you know, one of those situations. Somebody that knows her son was at the party. And they said the age range at the party was 14 to 40. That's crazy to me. Like, why? I mean, even, you know, 27, 28-year-olds, it seems weird to me that they would want to go to a high school party, but 40? I mean, that can't be anything good, right? And she said that there were older, like mid-20 age range guys that they weren't locals, but they were offering rides to these girls that were intoxicated, like, hey, you're too drunk to drive, I'll drive you home, kind of thing. That's scary as well. So yeah, that's really everything up till this point. Right before coming on, of course, I checked for all the latest and greatest, and nothing new right now. I have not seen anything if there's going to be a presser today, but let me check real quick here. Placer County an hour ago. Says Placer County Sheriff's Office and Nevada County Sheriff's Office continue to search for 16-year-old Kiely Rodni, who went missing in the early morning hours of August 6th near the Prosser family campground. Over the past 6 days, we have utilized many local, state, and federal law enforcement resources to help locate Kiely. Search teams from across the state are still thoroughly searching on the ground, in the air, and in the water. Currently, we only have information on Kiely's last known location before she went missing. Detectives are still following up on several hundred leads and conducting interviews in hopes of locating Kiely and her vehicle. The figures outlined above are reflective of investigative and search and rescue efforts between August 6th and August 11th. Okay, here we go. A press conference will be held at 2 p.m. at the Truckee Donner Recreation and Park District at 10981 Truckee Way in Truckee. Separate community meeting will be held at 5:30 p.m. at the same center. And then they give their tip lines. So there will be another presser today. So I will make sure to watch that and let you know if anything new comes from it. But you know, here we are, guys. It's been a whole week and we still don't know anything about where this girl is. And since there's so little information, you know, everybody's starting to come up with their theories, and I mean, I am too, of course. And you know, there's a lot of people out there that think she had an accident. People think that maybe she ran off into the water, ran off the road. They've been searching that water every day. They have been searching the roads that she could have traveled, and there's nothing. So I don't know what to think about that. There's people out there saying, oh, could she have run away and she's hiding somewhere and she's doing it for attention? I don't feel like that's what's going on here. Steve doesn't think that's what's going on here either. She just doesn't strike me as the type that would do that. People have suggested that she passed out somewhere, and when she woke up and she realized everybody was undergoing this massive search for her, she's too embarrassed, and so she's hiding out somewhere. Again, she doesn't really strike me as someone who would do that, especially putting her parents through this. I mean, obviously all options are on the table. Could somebody at that party have taken advantage of her and something happened? Could her and Sammy have gotten into some sort of an argument and something happened? One question I have is that the mom said they had been planning to go to this car show in Reno, I believe, Hot August Nights. It's something that goes on out there every year, apparently. And I guess they had been planning on going to that for a while. And then the day of, Kiely decided that she didn't want to go to the car show, that she wanted to go to the party. And the party had been going around on Snapchat for at least 4 weeks. So it's not like this was a last minute thing and she's just like, oh, hey, there's this party, I'm going to go to it instead. So I kind of wonder what changed her mind that day. Why did she decide that instead of going to the car show with her family like she planned, she changed her mind and decided that she'd go to the party after all? You know, did somebody, Jagger or Sammy or Mags or, you know, whoever, hit her up and say, hey, I'm going to this party and you should go, and she thought it was a good idea? You know, I would kind of be interested to know what took place prior to her changing her mind. You know, what was the factor that made her decide that instead of going with her family, she'd go to the party. It may not be important at all, but it's just something I would like to know. People have suggested that since her family owns a lodge, maybe a guest there did something. Maybe someone was infatuated with her. Her mom has said that as a rule, they kept her and the guests separate. So I don't know how much access the guest would have had to Kiely, but I mean, I guess that's not completely out of the question. People have asked about, did she have a job? Apparently, some locals have said that she worked at a popular juice bar there in Truckee. Same thing. Maybe somebody was interested in her from there. It could literally be anything. Somebody at the party that nobody knew may have saw her. Because we know that Sammy left with somebody else, so Kiely's on her own. Maybe somebody took advantage of her being vulnerable in a drunken state alone, and they did something. They left with her. Did one of these 20-something guys offer her a ride and not take her home, which has been Sammy's theory, is that someone offered her a ride home and then didn't take her home. Like I said, there's just so many things that it could have been. And I pray that she is out there somewhere and that she is okay, and that maybe today will be the day that law enforcement gets that little clue, that little piece of information that will put everything together for them, and they can find Kiely and bring her home to her family, or find her car, something, anything. At this point, anything would be great. Finding that sweatshirt, finding a necklace, the car, just some sign of Kiely somewhere. The mom said they know what happened before the party. They have a pretty good idea of things that went on during the party, but they have no idea what happened at the end of that party before she went home. There's accounts of everything except her leaving, and that's so crazy that she wasn't seen leaving, and nobody is saying anything. I still, I want to know who at the party, who saw her the latest in the evening, and who was she with? Because apparently in the call from Ronnie to Iked, they said that she was kind of going, being social, kind of bouncing from group to group, saying hi to everybody and talking and things like that. So who was the last group that she was with? Who was in that group? And what time did they last see her? And when she left that group, like, which direction was she going? Just, any little thing could be significant, and that's really what they're stressing right now. So if you were at the party, if you know someone that was at the party, just like law enforcement said, even if you don't think it's a big deal, go ahead and tell them your account, because there could be something in what you're saying and what you saw that could help. It sucks being here after a week and not knowing any more than we did from day one. So keep the family in your thoughts and prayers. Say some prayers for these investigators and these searchers, because this has got to be taking a toll on them as well. I mean, she's only 16 years old, and they're working on little to no information, and it's so hard. You know, they said that Kiely's family's been really great, and that, you know, it's hard for them to go to them and not be able to give them the information that they want and they need. And this family deserves answers. They deserve to know what happened, where is she, and please just, you know, let her be okay. Let her be able to come home, and whatever's happened, you know, they can help her recover from it. And I want you guys to get out there and share her story. I would love it if you share my video, but if you don't share my video, that's fine. Share somebody's. Write about it on your social media in your own words. Tell Kiely's story in your own words. Just keep it out there. Liking my video, that's a completely free way that you can support me, you can support my channel, and you can support this case. Because when you give this a thumbs up, how the algorithm works, it will boost it and it will put it out there and more people can see it. And that's what we need right now, are our eyes on the case. You know, somebody out there saw something, somebody out there knows something, and maybe it's not even going to be a party goer. Maybe somebody saw her or her car on the road after the fact. Anything, but get this out there. Share it everywhere. Like I said, I would love it if you share my video. That would be fantastic. I would appreciate that. But even if you just share her picture, share her flyer, like I said, you know, tell Kiely's story in your own words, not my words, your words, and make people understand how serious the situation is. And all of that attention will be what helps us find her and bring her home to her family. So like this, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, click the bell, and you'll get notified every time I upload a video, not just about Kiely, but about other cases that I'm covering. And just share it everywhere. Like I said, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever you use, keep this girl's picture out there. And, you know, you can use this picture that's on the screen right now because that's what they wanted us to focus on because of the necklaces. So just keep sharing, guys, and let's find this girl. Let's get her family some answers. As always, I want to say thank you for stopping by and spending a little bit of your day with me to talk about Kiely, learn about Kiely's case, help get awareness out there about Kiely's case. Leave me a comment and let me know what your thoughts are about what's going on, about the investigation, about, you know, what do you think happened? What do you think happened? Where do you think she could be? Just let me know. It all helps. It helps the channel. It helps get the story out there. So it's very much appreciated. It is Friday, so I hope you guys are having a good day and getting ready for a great weekend. Football starts this weekend, so that's a big deal. But yeah, I will, like I said, I will watch the presser it's 2 o'clock Pacific time. And if anything significant comes out, I will update you. I do have a couple other videos that I want to try to work on today. Because this one has really just kind of pushed everything back. I've really been focusing a lot on Kiely. But keep your eye out for some other videos coming soon. And that's about it, guys. Have a good one, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.